UFO Bros.
Hey everyone, it's Giorgio Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens, and you're experiencing UFO Bros TV.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to the show.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, and a Happy New Year. Of course, absolutely. I hope you guys are having a fabulous evening. Are you having a fabulous evening, Joe?
What was that? Anyway, we were in our new facade.
Yes. So, hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Emmett.
I'm Joe.
And we are the UFO Bros.
Oh, bros.
That's right. Sorry, you know what? This is only like our first time having a different camera angle, so we had to do some learning. You know, we have a good brain, so we have to use our good brains, as Trump would say, good brain, to you know, construct a fairly decent set. Wouldn't you say, Joe?
Mahogany.
Absolutely. We're just gonna kind of make sure that you see our cool new logo here, because we have this super cool new camera that we're gonna show.
HD.
Coming in the HD. So watch. So we call it, what do we call it? We call it Close Up Cam. Sorry. We're gonna go ahead and say, no, we're back to camera mode. Boom. I mean, I think it looks nice. We put some time, we put some effort into it, and you know, we're ready to talk about some cool new developments that have happened recently.
Crazy stuff's happening out there,
and the news is exploding. There is so much social media posts that are going out related to the new UFO revelation that the Department of Defense has confirmed that there was indeed a project funded by the government, by the American people, to search for UFOs in the skies. You know, anomalies, unexplained aerial vehicles, or more concernedly, whether if they were a threat or not. Excuse me, I'm so tongue-tied this evening.
we are tongue-tied.
Yes, we are.
You are.
Definitely.
I'm just checking our medias, our socials. I'm checking on what we got going on for tonight. Just making sure everything's working. Wow.
It's working. How's it look, Joe?
Looks good.
Good. Now, put it down so it's not a distraction. Please, Joe. Put it down so it's not a distraction, bro. Put it down so it's not a distraction, bro. You know what I'm saying? You must have it out.
This thing.
Sorry.
So we had a good Christmas. You had a good Christmas?
I hate this delay. We got to figure out how to get rid of this delay. It's like totally messing with my brain.
What delay where?
The delay when we are talking to when we hear it.
That's always been a problem.
I know. A problem. It's a problem.
It's a prodigy problem.
I know. This is where people turn us off, but hey, whatever. We've got some cool...
Why is this laggy?
I don't know.
Well, no one's half the battle.
Of course, I need to have a little bit of...
That's what I was trying to do on YouTube. I was trying to see what it looked like, you asparagus.
So, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the recent George Knapp interview with Senator Harry Reid. It's a really interesting interview, and...
Oh, it looks like shit. Wouldn't you say?
It's fine. The recent interview with Harry Reid, former Senator Harry Reid, we talked about this on the last show. They did a really awesome kind of clip on his thoughts more on the metal materials and more stuff on UFOs. So I'm going to show you that clip right now. So go ahead and take a gander at this one. It's a good one.
The release this week
weekend of videos recorded by military pilots is unusual because officially the U.S. government stopped collecting information about UFOs in 1969 when the Air Force canceled Project Blue Book. But in the decades since, pilots and others continued to encounter technology that is beyond anything known on Earth.
If China, Russia, Japan, other countries are doing this, and we're not, something's wrong. He said, because if the technology we have, the way these things are described and the way people see them, if this movement took place in anything we have now available to us, it would kill everybody. They couldn't withstand those G-forces. Something's sitting there and boom, down it goes.
Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid's interest in UFOs extends back to the 1980s. It was rekindled in the 90s when Reid spoke to Senator and former astronaut John Glenn about unknown aerial objects. Reid eventually met in a secure room in the U.S. Capitol to ask Senators Daniel Inouye and Ted Stevens if they would authorize funds for a quiet but serious study of UFOs. Both agreed.
Are you glad the story's out?
Yeah, I'm very glad. Because now we have scientific evidence.
Reid says he's proud to have had a hand in kickstarting the Pentagon study, and contrary to some media reports, the information collected was impressive, he says.
For nearly the last decade, I ran a sensitive aerospace threat identification program focusing on unidentified aerial technologies. It was in this position I learned that the phenomena is indeed real.
Until 3 months ago, Luis Elizondo worked directly for the Secretary of Defense and was the Pentagon's point man for collection of data about mysterious encounters. When he announced in October he'd been in charge of a 10-year UFO study, the news was largely ignored by mainstream media. Now it has blossomed into a huge story, in part because Reid acknowledges his own role in getting the funds approved.
What do you think of that, Joe? Man, we're having some significant sound problems, you guys. Sorry if you can hear us or if we sound echoey. We're really trying to work it out.
Yes.
We're on the main camp. Everything should be fine. But we're not having any good times. Interesting. So Senator Harry Reid says there is something in the sky. I mean, by the way, that was like super boring anyway. It was like the most... You know, these clips are boring. I mean, unless some you're like really, you know, dig intellectual stuff.
Trying to give it a shot and be brotherly, but I was gonna say Z.
Hey, come back now.
You know, I was falling asleep basically. Okay. It was a long drawn out.
Is that how you felt? You just felt like you just can't just forget it, just fall asleep. Well, yeah, it's kind of like that because the guy's old and boring, with the white hair and the glasses and the whole thing. But
it's not entertaining.
It's a big deal because it's so boring. That shit pretty much means that it's important. Not that it's true or not true, but definitely important and should be talked about and should be absolutely discussed, you know, with friends and whatnot. That's a big important subject happening right now, that we're in a place where we're getting more and more confirmation by the United States government that there might be visitors from other worlds visiting our planet, and that these vehicles that they come here in, if they are indeed aliens, let's just say, they are able to maneuver in ways that is unimaginable in terms of how we could replicate a technology like that right now, because we can't have something go from 0 to without killing everybody inside. I mean, Senator Harry Reid just said that. What do you think, Joe?
Just like explorers, you know, you'd be inside of a bubble that you can't feel anything, like no inertia, no acceleration, anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually like a good point, because every time I think about that, I always think about that blue orb in Explorers. I wish we could hopefully find a picture of it sometime, where these guys, they get like messages from aliens about how to build a spaceship. But at first they didn't know what it was. But they have this super like smart friend named Wolfgang, played by, what's his name?
River Phoenix.
River Phoenix, brilliant. And he's got another friend named Ben, and then there's this other kid named Darren. And so these three kids basically translate this alien message and turn it into technology so that they can build a bubble that you can be inside and not feel the effects of inertia from going so fast to so slow, vice versa.
Think about horsepower. Think about going from 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds, and it push you in your seat and you can't move. That's feeling you get in your gut. That's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Now imagine that times 1,000,000. I mean, you would. What do you think would happen?
Liquefy.
Like instantaneously liquefy. You would be a upright being into a floating pile of goo instantaneously.
Mm-hmm. That's.
If you don't believe me and you don't believe Joe, check it out on YouTube. You can see pilots in machines that give them the feeling of G-forces, and you can see what happens. They pass out. Sometimes their eyeballs look like they're popping out of their heads. It's crazy stuff.
It's crazy stuff.
So this Reid guy's onto something. I mean, he seems to think that this is a big and a notable accomplishment of his entire profession, his entire career, whether you love or hate him because he's a Democrat or a Republican, whatever. Just talking about, just putting all that aside for a second, which is kind of why we don't focus on the fact that there are weird vehicles, because we're very divisive. And so if you can, for just a minute, step aside and not worry about, just look at this person who has accomplished a lot, whatever, stating, we spent $22 million recently, 2008, 2012, something like that, to research it. And the 2 films released from the Department of Defense has been remarkably viral. It's been shared everywhere. And so we've showed that before. And if you haven't seen it, go to YouTube, of course, check it out. We don't want to keep showing it over and over again, but it's a thing that turns. It's cool. But if you take into account what the pilots are experiencing,
it's just like that ride at the fair. You lay up against the wall, it goes around a big circle, and it sucks you back.
The Gravitron?
The Gravitron, same thing.
Oh, so you're going back to the forces of, or G-forces, right?
Exactly what you were just saying.
So no, that's not what I was saying.
I'm saying the guys are inside a centripetal thing
right,
that's putting them against pressure.
Yeah, and so this object in the film, or these sort of, paranormal or supernormal or unexplained, whatever you want to call them, aliens, UFOs, air forms, whatever, are able to move in that similar way as the orb that the boys in the movie Explorers create. And so they're able to stop on a dime, or as the Navy pilot stated, it was like a ping pong ball bouncing off walls. That instant stop and movement is the way that they seem to have moved and operated. I mean, jets can't do that.
No.
Helicopters can't do that.
Nope.
Meteorites can't do that.
No.
Planets can't do that.
No. Not even like the...
You know what else can't do it? Satellites can't do it.
Drones maybe, but not. I don't think that quick.
No. If something is able to stop and then instantaneously zoom off, it has a purpose and a reason and an intelligence behind it.
It's an asshole.
It's an asshole, intergalactic asshole. No, but for real, guys, what do you think? We're going to go into the chat room real quick. We're going to check it out. Hopefully everything's working. Oh, there's a lot of people in the chat room. Okay. Can you read some of that stuff? And
I am right here in my hand.
Let's flip it on over to the here. Let's go to the we'll call this the comment section.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. You got it all wrong.
Of course.
This.
Yeah. What do you want me to do? Oh yeah, I gotta pull up. Well, look.
You know what? Forget it. It's gone and passed. Okay.
Okay.
Emmett ruins everything once again.
Well, hold on.
Just like Mama.
Mama. I don't know what that even is. I don't know. But that's a pretty cool clip. Anyway, going back to what we're talking about.
It's the only piece of evidence that the actual government said yes.
Confirmed it because
Confirmed on the news, everywhere you could think of, CNN, ABC, CBS, and NBC, everywhere. It's on all of them. You can't miss it.
because I believe disclosure has happened. I think what people are going to be looking for in terms of a disclosure event is really more confirmation. That's what it's really going to be, is more and more official.
And they just did.
People, other than Harry Reid or other than John Podesta or Hillary Clinton, who was going to start talking about it during the presidential campaigns, those same people. But anyway, let's go to the comment section, bro. What are they saying?
Off track, motherfucker. Do you believe in some conspiracy theories?
Yeah, some of them. Some of them, right, Joe?
Yeah. I'm reading. Okay. So, do you want me to read a comment?
Okay.
And then we answer it and then go to the next one?
No, I think
what would you like? What would you
Right.
like me to do? Because I don't understand. You keep kicking me in my shin. My shin is turning black and blue from your fat fucking foot hitting my shin. It hurts. How can I help you? State your business and leave me the fuck alone. I'm trying to get to the comments. What would you like?
We're in the middle of a live show, okay?
Yes.
That started off extremely goofy only because we were checking our equipment as we were going to make sure everything was working. That's why it was a bit weird. But anyway, we're kind of on track now. So here we are talking. Nobody wants to watch you look at your phone.
I'm looking for
You
questions.
have to talk and communicate.
I am doing it every time.
You are not doing it. I'm telling you.
Okay, fine. You read the questions and we will answer.
There don't have to be questions or comments. You don't even know anything.
There's questions and comments, you dingbat.
Here's one from Joe Santana. Good evening, UFO bros. Hope you're doing good. So what do you think of major sighting in Russia?
Thank you very much.
What do you think of the major sighting in Russia?
Which sighting?
You know what? We're going to skip that question. We're going to come back to it because I have a thought on that. But I want to...
I don't think I've seen that.
It says something about the Holocaust. Interesting. Do you guys believe in some conspiracy theories? We answered that one. Yes. So that was by Alyssa the Unicorn. And Joe Santana is the one that says, hey, good evening, everybody. And the N3, this UFO thing is blowing my mind. So, by the way, another comment by the N3. So what about these alien metals or alloys people have been talking about? That's actually a very good question.
Oh, is it a comment or question?
It was a combination of both.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was doing. It's stamp squash done. So let's get to these alloys.
Sorry guys, mouth is very dry tonight. I feel like we need some potato chips.
I have some.
Yeah. I love potato chips.
We need them.
Or some sugar.
We need some.
Do we have some sugar? That'll help my mouth kind of like get back to out of this pasty.
Thinking. There's all kinds of shit in there.
Oh, it's post-nasal drip. It's all these allergies because everything's going crazy over here. Ew.
Oh, it sounds like a Grace thing. And a Robin thing.
Anyway.
And then the Riley, the Alyssa, the Melissa, the Katie, the all the girls that I think there's Benika and Sherry and Mildred and
okay, so we're gonna talk about another
that are in the house that they can get you your salty treat.
To the people in the house, if you could bring me out to the studio, the UFO Bros facility here, either a cup of Mountain, or it's not a cup, it's just a small amount of Mountain Dew, or like a brownie. Oh, Joe, would you? Wait, hold on. I can't reach it. So we're gonna go back here. People don't want to look at this, so we're gonna go back because we want to talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson, which, by the way, they say.
Are we doing alloys or deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah, Good point. I want to get
Tom DeLonge.
Your job is to get to the alloys. We're going to talk about that right after we show this Neil deGrasse Tyson clip, which we think is kind of interesting. Joe, I don't think I've shown this to you yet, so I want you to listen and actually let's see what Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the most amazing scientist that has ever lived in the entire history of life.
I have 2 things before I forget. Isn't that weird that they came out with the little bit of disclosure on the Black UFO projects and the Black UFO, and also we just had that rocket shoot off into space.
Oh, you mean SpaceX? And people keep sharing that stupid video over and over and over and over again on Facebook, going, "What's this? Is it a flying saucer?" No, you dick. It's been 4 days. Everybody knows it was SpaceX. Okay? Thank you. Anyway, we're going to show you some...
I'm trying.
Joe, check out this...
Let's try it out. Sorry, I didn't mean to scream. It's a scream, it's scream.
Okay, we probably are losing subscribers right now because of you.
Well...
So if our subscribers go back down below 170, it's because of you in this moment right now.
Because I screamed at you? Really?
No, because you probably hurt their ears if they're wearing headphones.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, look, I believe I see a chocolatey treat.
The girls. Oh, look, hot fudge and...
What did they bring us? Let's see. Thank you, children.
Thank you. Oh, this right here.
What the hell is that?
This is unicorn turd.
Wait. I'm going to do the close-up cam. Joe, just really quick. What the hell?
Is that a squid?
Is that a fish?
Is that squid brain?
I know, that's some... Oh, it's a reindeer. Oh, God.
And this is
Reindeer
unicorn.
that was mauled in the head. And
This is
slowly
unicorn
died.
turd. Unicorn turd.
This is delicious.
Get off me, get off me. Go away. Fuck off. Punch to the face.
That was good. I hope that was fudge. It was fudge.
Well, they brought it to you. Hope it doesn't got snakes.
Thank you.
left.
No, I was actually already feeling better. Feeling even more slippery.
Sure you trust them? It might have X-Lax in it.
You know what? If they did, I know things. So, moving on. Here we go. We're going to listen to Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. So, guys, check this out.
Do as Dick says.
I saw it in The Last Jedi, but we should probably figure out the practicality of this with astrophysicist director of the Hayden Planetarium, Neil deGrasse Tyson, rock star of science explanation.
It's real because it's in the movies, so it's real.
And this is his book, which is awesome, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. God bless you.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm still shocked
time I can
that
have some water
people
to do
care about it
me
at the level they have.
But we're live.
You are our science explainer-in-chief, and so explain what you see on that video.
Well, so people, I think, have conflated the concept of a UFO with whether we're visited by aliens. UFO means unidentified, flying object. Okay? This is a highly non-specific term.
Yeah.
It is so non-specific, it admits you don't know what you're looking at.
But what's driving that thing if not a space alien?
It's unidentified.
Okay.
So
That's not good enough.
well, so the universe brims with mysteries. And so just because you don't know what it is you're looking at doesn't mean it's intelligent aliens visiting from another planet.
Yes.
You just said you don't know what you're looking at. So it's not, you cannot, as a next sentence, say, therefore it must be anything.
Yes, but you know what we're looking at. You stare at the cosmos for a living.
I'm not authorized to go beyond this part.
Wow.
You're in!
But we're serious. But
No, a couple of things. Just
what do you see?
consider what made people interested in this is that it involved
What an
and
asshole.
$22 million, or whatever the figure was. Consider, by the way, that's $22 million over 5 years, and the Pentagon's budget is huge. So how much of the Pentagon budget is that? It's 0.0001% of the Pentagon budget. So A. B, it's a flying object, and we don't know what it is. I would hope somebody is checking it out. I would hope there's a program of our Defense Department to make sure they do not pose a threat. And sure enough, that's what that program was.
But it just buzzed away. They didn't know what it was.
Of course.
We still don't know. It's a mystery.
We still don't know.
But hold on.
And I'm cool with that.
Okay, that's where we differ. You're cool with letting that.
Scientists live
out
in
there.
mystery every day of our lives. There is the circle of knowledge that we have, and then there is beyond that circle is the unknown. And even as the perimeter of that knowledge grows, okay, as the area of the knowledge grows, so does the perimeter of our ignorance. All right, because it's touching this wider and wider area.
Okay, I understand.
So people are uncomfortable not knowing, not the scientist. I'm fine. We don't know what it is. Keep checking it out.
Okay, but hold on a second. There's another question.
Call me when you have dinner invite from an alien. That's a different
you're
conversation.
Skeptical. You're skeptical that space aliens have visited Earth.
The evidence is so paltry for aliens to visit Earth. I have no further interest. Let other people who care go ahead. And then when you finally find some aliens, bring them into Times Square. No, there are too many weird people.
Yeah, I think that's happened.
You would not stand out in Times Square.
Right.
And try not to come back during Comic-Con when the alien would just blend in. Go to the county fair or something where there's a uniformity of who's there. And then and everybody's got a high-definition video camera on them now. We have video footage of rare things that you knew happened, but no one saw it happen, like buses tumbling in tornadoes. Yeah. In the day, you didn't say, "Oh, that bus is about to tumble. Let me go back and get my video camera to film this." No, you got your tail out of there. Everybody's got a video camera. I'm just waiting for images of people visiting, having tea with aliens on the spacecraft.
But you do acknowledge that carbon is not a rare substance, and there must be carbon-based life forms out there somewhere.
If there's life elsewhere, it is likely based on carbon, not only because carbon is abundant, but it is highly versatile in what kinds of molecules it makes. And if you need the diversity of life, is enabled and empowered by the diversity of the molecules carbon can give you.
Do you think there's intelligent life out there?
I would first start with that question on Earth. You set me up for that. No, so the question is, have aliens visited and just kept going because there was no sign of intelligent life? We've used our... Who defined us as intelligent? We did. Okay. So is that some cosmic measure of intelligence? Perhaps not. And so who are we to say? I'm just saying, it seems to me, aliens who visited us, they would manifest more convincingly than fuzzy video.
I feel like,
there's no reason to assume that because you don't know what you're looking at, it equals aliens that visited us from outer space. I'm glad the Pentagon was looking at this, because if it posed a threat, I want them on top of it right away. And otherwise, and the program is closed down, and it would say, okay, not a threat.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, the book again, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry.
I don't want to stop people from doing it. Go keep looking. Get it. Keep looking. Go.
Go out. Get after it.
Go. Bring your video cameras. Go.
Thank you.
Wow, so that's really interesting.
Go for it.
What do you think, Joe?
Call me.
You're live, you guys.
When you got it.
As soon as we get better at editing news clips, we'll be able to condense that down so you don't have to watch the whole thing. So we thought we'd throw a zombie in there. And I don't apologize to zombies.
It was funny.
Look, I have a tremendous amount of respect for somebody that is so dedicated to education and teaching people and all that stuff, but I think he made a really huge mistake in that commentary because, excuse me, my phone is dinging, because he's first of all contradicting himself, okay? That's number one. Number two is every time the interviewer asked him a question, he would like deliver an essay. It's like not an essay question. Yes. Do you believe that there is alien life visiting Earth? That is not an essay question. Yes or no?
Why do they always beat around
the
bush?
You can say maybe. That's fine. Why be agnostic about it.
They just keep running that tail. They just don't want to answer yes or no. They gotta like there's things that we don't always see, but we don't like to talk about.
I'm sorry, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know if any time ever would be able to interview you because you're Neil deGrasse Tyson. But I encourage you to take the time and effort to educate yourself more about declassified recently documents that are accessible on the both CIA and FBI websites. The most recent Freedom of Information Act requests that have been issued concerning metal alloys. And I think people get wrapped up in the metal alloys thing and thinking, well, we can, Because here's basically what has been said is that unidentified alloys have been recovered from these unidentified aerial crafts, and that it has been stored, according to the New York Times story on this, that it was stored in a building in Las Vegas by the Bigelow guy, the scientist guy. What's his name?
Jeremiah?
No, Robert Bigelow is his name.
The male gigolo, yes.
Yes, Robert Bigelow. So, there has been a Freedom of Information Act request just today, I think, for this, and I urge you to do the same thing. Look into it. What are these alloys? Maybe you can identify them, but why can't maybe we get your opinion on that? Maybe you can use your connections to check and see if you can get access to this stuff. Why not? If you're all about education. If it's just some military crap, it's some military crap. If it's something exotic and unnatural or not from Earth or whatever, I don't think that that's a national security problem. Not at this point anymore. And I will say that because the Department of Defense would not have come out and said what they said. They just know that there are potential aerial threats. And during the time that they analyzed videos from pilots, they were able to determine that these phenomenon or these air vehicles have a pattern in where they appear and reappear and how they maneuver. They tend to come around nuclear bases. They've come out and basically the former head of the Department of Defense's Advanced Aerial Threats Program, Luis Elizondo, has come out and said, we are not alone. He has now, it seems as though that he has said we are not alone. Because he kind of did that thing where he says, well, I don't know about that, but what we can say is that the UFOs are real, and we have, advanced scientific evidence that they are indeed a phenomena that we don't understand, and they maneuver in ways that we don't understand.
We're talking, let's see, maneuvers or aliens? Is there an actual alien being, entity, or is he talking about the flying vessel?
Well, I think what he's doing, and what I think, by the way, is very smart. Well, I think what he's doing is very smart, because what he's saying is, let's just
He's answering the question with another question.
Well, but hold on. I know it's annoying, but I get what he's doing. Let me tell you what I think he's doing. What he's saying is, you know what? Let's not even go that far. We don't even need to talk about aliens. We're not even going to talk about this. This is how we started, okay? We don't need to go that far. Let's just focus on the fact and the evidence of these unidentified aerial phenomena, these video, these radar reports, these, advanced pilots that provided, detailed report on the way that these things maneuver and how they interacted. If they did indeed interact with their helicopter or their jet or whatever.
They got shut down.
What do you mean?
They couldn't say anything about it until now.
Well, yeah, it would all go to that program.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And now they can talk about it. So I think...
Yeah, that's so funny how the government does that. Once they have a program, they throw it away. Everything in it, it's like, okay, you can tell them. I'm done with it. It's no big deal. You've been holding it for this long. Thanks, Dick.
Well, I
but
think
that doesn't make sense. That one video, what was that, 2004? What year was that, the video?
Yes, it was from 2004, I believe.
Okay. So 2004.
Do you want me to just play the video while you're talking about it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a common block of lock.
I think this is the one. By the way, we don't want to mix up the actual, the rotating UFO with the Tic Tac video. That's a totally different video. But we're gonna go ahead and show you this video right now.
This is the one that's current. This is the most trending.
Yeah. So this is not the Tic Tac video. This is.
There's all freedom. Look all there.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Oh, somebody. There was a
going against the wind.
There was a theory that there was a trapped flea in the lens, and that's just a trapped flea going 130 knots. What do you think about that?
With something glowing. Yeah, it's a Oh my God, people are.
What do you think? In case you didn't see it, we got to get the Tic Tac video. A good friend of mine sent it to me, and I got to download it, but I haven't done that yet. But
that's play one more time for you guys.
Sure.
You missed it.
It's real short, guys. So take a look at it again right now.
You clearly see it stops and rotates, just like they say. And there's
No, it
2004.
doesn't stop. It's rotating. There's no stopping.
Okay, look at the clouds. Watch it. Well, look at the clouds on the bottom. Okay, let's watch it. God, you're stupid. So just watch it. Okay, watch the cloud. Then it rotates the other way.
But it doesn't stop. That's the Tic Tac video.
Oh, that's 6. Yeah, okay, that's switched. I'm sorry, I got switched.
It's all right.
But still, it's still rotated as it's flying.
I wonder what our followers and people in the chat room think. Can you go ahead and check that out?
No, because you yelled at me last time for looking at it.
No, I
was looking for questions. And then all of a sudden, because you yelled at me because I was looking at it. So I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not in process.
I yelled at you because what you're doing isn't in service to the viewers. You're just reading it. Nobody wants to watch that. You got to say, this is from this person, and they say this, and then you answer it. Can you do that?
No, I can just add.
Okay, just do it, bro.
Fine. Oh, this is for you guys. Holy shit. Tea with Aliens from Stephen Fulcher. LOL.
What up, man?
Let's see what else.
Any comments on our like awesome like setup? It's like over. Is it over the top?
Okay, here's some Joe Santana. Do you think Russia is just flexing their space muscles now since we blasted off something into space out of Los Angeles a few nights ago?
Oh, I bet we're always in some weird
competitive. Competitive. That's the most competitive country.
Competitive, tension-friendly.
Ronnie Dawson says, hello, UFO brothers.
What's up, Ronnie? How you doing, man?
Yeah, Brony. He's a bro. Ronnie. Bro Ronnie.
He's the one that came up with the name Skindiana Jones or Skindiana Bones for our we're gonna bring him back. Our really cool. It's an alien bone. It's stupid. It's plastic.
It's an alien skeleton. Okay, I'm done looking at my phone for a hit.
So I'm glad you looked at the phone, but can now you tell everybody?
There's no other questions that I see on there. I just gave you the ones that.
What about some comments? Are there any comments?
No, there's no comments. There's people wants talking amongst each other. Sometime.
Okay, so as an example, the N3 says, "What are the alloys they found? How did they get them?" So, from what I understand by Luis, see, is this you can't do that? Seriously, you are not able to.
I was doing that, and you yelled at me right mid-sentence.
You put your phone down and said that you were done reading it now.
Yeah, because we already went through alloys. You didn't want to talk about it. Hello?
Just so you guys know,
your thought just went down the toilet.
We went on a really long trip recently, and it was like this for hours.
It's not that bad.
I'm like, I'm really interested in this, and you...
I'm totally interested in it. I'm just doing a public service announcement. They offered me eclairs.
What's Claire's?
They offered me eclairs. Yeah.
Is this how your brain works? Give me this. I want to go back to that. So the alloys were found. Also, they also called it residue. There was a physical residue and alloy that has either shed or fallen from these unexplained aerial vehicles, and that they are kept in a building in Las Vegas, Robert Bigelow's building. And some people have tried to come out and debunk that, but I'm telling you that no matter what the naysayers say, I'm fairly convinced that this has got some significant amount of truth to it. So, and I think that the way that is said about the alloys, it's still it's elusive and annoying, and so that's why I just challenge them to just come out and freaking show it. Just let there's billions of other people that could offer their expertise on it, okay, rather than just holding it in a stupid building in Vegas. Anyway, back to the comments.
They want the whole. It's a game. I got it. I'm the only one with it. Who wants to buy it? They can do whatever they want with that. They think they're gonna give it up? Fuck no. Frick no.
We got
no.
Got another question here. Joe Santana says, so what was their end result to that video? What did they get out of that UFO? I think that's what drove that whole entire program, was wanting to know what the outcome of this phenomena is. Are they threat? Are they a threat? Are they friendly? Are they monitoring? Or what are they doing? Are there beings? What the hell is this? It's what they say beyond next gen technology. We're talking, in my estimation, probably at least tens of thousands to potentially up to 1 million years or more advanced tech.
He also asked what was the conclusion.
The conclusion is that both in the Tic Tac video and this, what is the video called exactly? It's this glowing auras video. They call it glowing auras or whatever. This is the one that they say has like a aura around the ship that turns. That those two videos are indeed of real objects, touchable, actual physical objects that maneuver in ways that nothing that we make on Earth or in any country, from what we know, and we have a fairly certain idea of what every single country has in their military arsenal. Not saying things aren't secret and kept well or whatever, but I'm fairly certain that we would know if China had come up with that technology. We would know that.
By far.
Which we probably do or don't. Maybe, I know that China has had their own
They're
UFO
not gonna
crashes.
tell us if they do or not. Not even our government. No one's going to say anything.
I know, but I mean, I'm going deep down the rabbit hole, so I'm going to back up for a second.
Yeah, you are.
I know. But, oh my God. It's fine. Anyway, I just wanted to move on anyway. We got to go over to John Lear. We're going to talk about John Lear because based on, kind of recent comments, I mean, even if you look at Neil deGrasse Tyson's comment, there's going to be skeptical people and naysayers or whatnot. But the conclusion was that it was unidentified. They didn't know what it was. They had no idea how to operate it. And that's the public statement, but in reality, they of course know how it operates and have already back engineered them and have already integrated alien with earthly technologies. Absolutely. But rather than coming out and saying that, which is what everybody wants the government to say, rather than coming out and saying that, I mean, it's easier to say, hey, we formed this secretive thing. It was only $22 million. They just brush it off. Blah, 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 it's no big deal. But they can acknowledge the issue. If they come out and say, hey, we've actually been hunting these things for, since the 30s and back engineering them and we, whatnot. We're talking about some people that are still working on more advanced back engineering of these technologies. And I'm losing my train of thought here, Joe. Help me out.
Well, how can they back engineer something that they can't get?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it's a physical object. So like
that is a physical object. They don't know what to do with it.
Well, because if they come out and say we, either shot them down or we found them and we back engineered them, that would actually lead to prosecutions of people.
Yeah,
including living senators and presidents and things that would be, except for what I believe the president has a purposefully kept out of the loop so that he, can claim that he, I don't know what the saying is. What is the saying? When they say that they didn't know, basically. So that's like a legal
pro quo.
I don't know what that means, but basically the president's put in a position where he doesn't have to neither confirm nor deny. So the question becomes, though, is President Trump going to do that? But
anything, hopefully.
So we've got John Lear. We're going to show you this letter. Actually, I'm going to put it up right now so you guys can take a look. If you don't know who John Lear is, it's don't really worry about it. This is really more for people that are into John Lear. So here we go. Let me find it here real quick. It is the John Lear Show. Here we go. So let me maximize the screen here. I know, right? So what he's saying here is, sorry, I had to get it pulled up. Basically, a scientific analysis of Harry Reid's fake video requested by Ryan Penka. First thing I noticed right off was the ambient noise supposed to be sounding like wind rushing against the aircraft. So basically he starts going into debunking that they were not using the right microphones, or that the way they were, interacting with each other wouldn't be standard. So he's basically going through here to debunk the whole thing. So I'm just going to kind of scroll here. You can do, like, I'm going to just hop on down to the second paragraph here. Joe, will you read this part for us? Popcorn Joe.
I ain't reading the damn thing. Let's see. Then the pilot conversation using dude and bro. I'm sorry, guys. I had to give Emmett a hard time because he's a fuck. Let's see. Then the pilot's conversation using dude and bro is not Navy jargon. It's not Navy jargon, huh?
That's what he's saying.
If I pilot's talking short, so they're
But
talking short. They're talking short. Dude, bro.
Yeah.
It means like, yeah, I see it. Is basically what they're saying.
Or yeah, like, whoa, what the hell? Yeah.
When is at 120 degrees, at 120 degrees, 20 knots. We can actually see the whole entire video.
Look at this. He's trying to say that the clouds were simulated.
Let's see, yeah, this is a fake video. Cost more than $6.32. Somebody got robbed.
The alleged UFO looks like it was penciled, inked, or dubbed in. So he's going to the significant route for whatever reason to debunk this. I don't ultimately know what his entire goal is, but kind of summing up, coming to the bottom here to the conclusion, he starts out by saying the Pentagon was willing to go along with this because they didn't want disclosure any more than MJ-12 did, and by letting Reid pretend he was Mr. Disclosure would ensure another 70 years of cover-up, and they knew that Reid would do exactly what they told him to do. So there you go. A scientific analysis just as you requested.
I'll be goddamn.
I think I hear some very condescending comments. Not condescending, sorry. I can't think of the word.
But the thing is,
conflicting.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
They used all that millions to go, nope, we didn't find nothing.
We ain't found shit.
They did. They just don't want to say it.
Right. That's what I think too.
Because otherwise, why would they spend $22 million?
I don't know. So you guys just we're gonna close this out here, so you guys can get back to seeing you, but we're having a hard time doing that. What's going on? Yeah, cool. We're coming back right at you. So that's interesting. Sorry, that was a really weird slow down here. So by the way, if you're not following, you should be. UFO Bros TV, all things social media, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, Twitter is what, Joe?
UFO Zero Bros
right.
TV.
Right. And we're trying to keep our shows short and sweet for the most part. And
we'd rather pack a bunch of information to a smaller show than a longer show and just talk jibber jabber. We want to get to the point fast, to the hurry, disclosure straight at you right here at UFO Bros TV.
Exactly. Exactly right. So we are kind of got through basically what we wanted to show everybody and to kind of talk about tonight. But I know Tom DeLonge is promising to bring out some more information. Dr. Greer seems to be really upset about things. He doesn't seem to be as interested because he's not part of the equation, I guess, of this first kind of little step of
so you mean his
confirmation.
So you mean his chakra didn't bring that alien here?
I think it's his third eye.
Or his teeth.
Jeez, you're crazy. You're crazy, bro. Well, I don't know. What else? Let's check the chat room so we can just kind of start to wrap the show up and see if there's anybody else that has any questions about what's been going on in the media and what.
It's called a laser light.
No, they don't touch your hair. Jeez.
Maybe that was Stephen Gray's chakra.
Hey, by the way, are we going to Contact in the Desert?
Yes.
We're going to Contact in the Desert. We're going to be there.
In June, right?
Yeah, I believe we're going to be there as guests, media guests, to cover, the entire gig. There's going to be so many speakers. And it's going to be in a different location.
Let's
so we're
hope
going to
Contact in the Desert will. What is that called?
What?
Sponsor us. Sponsor us.
Well,
Emmett has to ask.
Yeah, well, of course. And then AlienCon's coming, and so we'll see about that one.
We're going to try to make it as much as we can, folks.
Yeah. We're also going to be doing some more traveling pretty soon this coming summer, and probably spring. And we're looking into some really cool cases, into some really cool things. So if you want to support our endeavors, you can contribute $5 at patreon.com/UFO Bros TV. And we're going to go ahead and kind of just end the show here and say thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Emmett.
I'm Joe.
And we are the UFO
Bros.
Oh.
Right there.
Bros. We'll see.